Hi everyone, good morning. How's your week going? I just wanted to come on here today and talk to you a little bit about how your body talks to you and whether you're listening or not to what your body is saying to you. It's Leanne Boyd here, and I'm just wanting to come on here and have a chat with you today and help you get along in your life a lot better than you are. Or if you're getting along well, just to help you along a little bit further. So, yes. So how many of you out there are suffering from ailments or long-term chronic illnesses? It's quite common to have people that do. I see lots of people in my studio, in my clinic here with naturopathy and reflexology that come in for just, can be small things, it could be chronic things, and I usually find connections for them emotionally and we work from there. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the origin of what my talk is about today. People go through life and we come across people. It starts off with how your body and your emotions work together. And people go through life and they meet people that they like, and they see positive things within them. And when we see things, positive things in people, it's usually we see positive things that we like in those people we have in ourselves. So it's sort of like it takes one to know one. So if you meet someone that you really, really like and you think, wow, they're really moving ahead in their life. I really like their compassion. I really like their confidence. I really like, what they're doing in life. It's usually you recognize that because you have that within yourself. And when you see someone or meet someone and you see all the negativity within them, I have to say you see that negativity within them quite easily because you have that negativity within you somewhere and you recognize that. So that's a good thing because that's a really quick way that you can recognize things within yourself that you need to change. So it's a good thing. It's an instant view of yourself when you see something negative in someone and you think, wow, I don't really like that. I don't really like that in that person. So I must have that somewhere within me and I need to change that. So the old "it takes one to know one" is a very, very true statement. So I'd just like to reiterate on that. And that's one of the things that I use if I see something that's a bit negative and I think, wow, I don't really like that. So obviously I have a little bit of that within me and I need to get rid of that, and it will help my life. So touching on that, all your emotions that we feel on a day-to-day basis have an effect on our body. And I'm coming on here to let you know that you really need to listen to that. So most of us wait in our lives until we're either, desperate in some way emotionally, or a sickness in our body, or, we've been diagnosed with some chronic illness that's a long-term thing. It's going to take a long time to get over it, or the doctor might say, well, this is a permanent condition. I don't always believe that, but there's always, being a naturopath and a reflexology and a natural healer, a holistic healer, there's always natural remedies and things that you can take and do to relieve symptoms and improve them and even get rid of symptoms. So and a lot of people, wait until the very end. You've seen that post, the 5 regrets of the dying, and a lot of them say, I really wish that I had lived a better life. Yes, and we don't want to get to that stage. Regret is a really hard thing to leave this planet with. So if you take a look and work out what you are doing in your life, if you're struggling with something, whether emotionally or physically, if you have a look at what you're doing in your life and what may have caused a small ailment for you, then it's good to take hold of that and stop it, because then that can stop a big ailment happening for you in the future. So I'd like you to take a good look at your life. Just stop, check in with yourself, see how you're feeling, both emotionally and physically. Just stop, close your eyes, and really listen and check in. Okay, well, this happened to me, and this is how my body felt, or that happened to me, and you know, I got really, really anxious in my stomach, or you know, really, really stop and check in with how you're doing physically as well as emotionally. So take a good look at your life and what you are feeling in your body, and open your eyes and open your reasoning. I'm asking you to have an open heart, open eyes, and open reasoning when you're taking a good look at yourself and how you're coping and how you're getting along in life. Your life is a do-it-yourself contract. There's no get out of that. You have to do everything yourself. You oversee all changes, whether good and bad. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can breathe for you. No one else can eat for you. And no one else can raise your level of consciousness for you. So that's why I'm asking you to have open eyes and an open mind when you're listening to me this morning, and when you're going through your life, about what the things that are happening to you, both emotionally and physically, and what you can easily change. The only thing you have to do in your life is be responsible for you. That's it. So when you're not being totally responsible for yourself, that's when things start to go wrong and things start to go awry within your body. So your body is your barometer that tells you when you're not stepping up and taking responsibility for yourself. The result in your body will be sickness or pain. Okay, so disease does not bring pain. The pain of your soul brings disease. Pain is good because it gives you the idea that you need to look into yourself. So use your pain for your own good and heed the warnings. So this may make it easy to understand how it works. This is how it works. You are a soul with a physical body, not a physical body with a soul. You have energy within you that keeps your cells working and living well. And if you have problems within your body, you need to go to your soul center and find out what you're feeling emotionally and make that connection within your body. So by getting the answer within your emotional well-being, you are well on the way to improving or correcting your physical health and your physical well-being. You know, when you make that connection between your body and your emotions and your heart and your soul, you are on the correct path for healing. So, you know, that can also be with your relationships, both on on a personal and a professional manner. You need to look in to your emotions and see what you need to change. And when you do, your relationships and your physical well-being and how you're feeling about yourself will get back into harmony and flow. So all the things that go against us and create disharmony in our thinking are negative emotions, which are reactions. And the way we have been taught, how we react to things is how we usually have been taught by the people around us that we've grown up with. When we go through, I talked about values last week and about the imprint period from the years 0 to 7, and how that's where we learn good and bad, right and wrong. And so we're quite influenced by the people around us, usually our parents and our caregivers. So our emotions that we're feeling, both positive and negative, can be a result of those imprint emotions and feelings and values that we learned in that imprint period. And also, when we talk about the science of epigenetics, it's been scientifically proven that we inherit our emotions as far back as 4 generations. So because our cells have memory and it's connected with our DNA, it's all in our DNA. When we have, our cells can hold memory, So when we are within our mother's womb and she experiences something negative, us in our within the womb, and we're sharing all the same cells and life body while we're growing in the womb, we get a shot of that negative emotion within us while we're in the womb, and that then becomes part of our cellular DNA. And so on with your mother when she was in your grandmother's womb, and the same thing happened, and so it goes back and back and back. They've scientifically proven it as far as 4 generations. It will go way back longer. So sometimes we have emotions within this life that may not even be ours. So with what I do with Creatrix Transformology, I work with that. We dive deep and delve really deep, and we can easily clear out all those past emotions that have been inherited within us. You know, you might go through life and when something might happen, and then you think, oh, why did I react to that? Where did that emotion come from? I don't ever recall feeling that emotion within me. Well, it may not even be yours. It might be something that's been brought forward to you from your mother, from your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and so on. So I want you to remember that your emotions are your reactions to things, and your feelings are for action, what to do about things, what to do about that. So when you follow your true feelings, you are doing what is best for you, and you are in control of your life. Minding your own business and remembering that your business is your life. Okay, so having said that, when we get your emotions change from negative emotion, to positive, and we clear out that with Creatrix Transformology, and we recode and we recreate your life and recode your subconscious mind from negative to positive, then when nothing has a charge anymore. You might not react to things. You'll think if something negative happens with you, you think, oh, well, that's that. Well, you know, I can see that for what it really is, so we'll just move on. So nothing ever has that reactive charge in it after you do Creatrix Transformology. So, and I love that work that I do with women, and they never really are bogged down with anything in life, and they get strong and they get clear and they get confident, and they go back to actually who they truly are deep down inside before anything happened in their life that made them feel negative or that they can't cope. They go back to feeling strong within themselves, and everything that they come across becomes work-outable, it becomes figure-outable, it becomes doable, because they don't have those emotional negative blocks dragging them down. So it's those negative emotional blocks, that can really stay and find a haven within your body and wreak havoc within your body and cause illness and ailments to occur. So I want you to remember that your life is your business, because if you're a business owner, you really try and run that business efficiently and as effectively as you can. Yet we find that we neglect our body. We neglect the very vessels within us, like our body and our mind, that we need to work well to sustain the way we really want to live. So a negative emotion stored in our body can really affect the way we live, as I mentioned. As a reflexologist, when clients come to me and I work on their feet, I can easily, with my trained hands, I can easily find where those negative emotions are stored within the body, because the client or the woman is usually sore in a certain spot, and I talk to her and I know how she's been feeling in life. A lot of people say, as a reflexologist, how do you feel working with feet? Well, I have to tell you that I actually love working with feet, because feet always tell me about the path a woman has been on and how she is at the moment, and then I can guide her for the way that she needs to live, spots within her body. Same as with naturopathy. When I have a woman come to me with health ailments, with naturopathy, the first thing I do just to demonstrate how the emotions and can affect the body, first thing I do is I read her eyes with iridology, I read her tongue, and I read her nails, and they all give me indications of what's actually happening within her body. And then I find an emotional connection to that, and I'm usually 95% correct all the time. You know, it's easy for me, but to backtrack to the emotional start of what she's actually feeling in the body. So I'm just going to give you a few examples of that, of how the emotions are stored in the body. So if you have a problem with your heart or your small intestine, when you go back through your life, you may have felt abandoned at some stage, or betrayed, or feeling a bit lost. You may have felt insecure, even vulnerable at some time. If you have trouble with your stomach, you may have felt, or your spleen, you may have felt anxious or despair or anxiety. In fact, the brain and the stomach, the gut, are always working in synchronicity with one another. So when you get anxious or worried about something, you usually feel it in your stomach. There's a vagus nerve that runs from your brain to your stomach, and they're constantly talking to one another. So if you feel anxious, you usually get those butterflies in the stomach, or you've been angry a lot and you've put on weight and you're feeling like you need to have a detox. It's usually because your liver is overworked, because you store your anger in your liver, and it's in the language, liver, livid. It all ties in together, even with the lungs. Now, this has been a long-term issue with my family. I lost my sister ultimately to lung cancer. It started off in the breast. My father to a lung disorder, and its lungs have not fared well in my family. But when I look back over my family history, there is a lot of sadness and grief in my family. And we store our sadness and our grief in our lung area. And when we are in grief, we tend to not breathe well. We tend to lean over and close off our breathing. And so we need to take a deep breath and open up those lungs again. So, if you're having problems with, as a woman, in the reproductive area, it could be that you could be suffering from overwhelm, or you may have been humiliated sometime in your life, or had a shock, or felt unworthy. So you can see there's always an emotional connection to any physical ailment. Even with the breasts, talking to women who have had breast cancer, or women who know someone who's had breast cancer, as soon as I find out a little bit about their life, I can usually pick which breast that they've had the cancer in. Our breasts are our nurturing organs, and from an esoteric point of view, if someone has a breast issue, it's because they haven't been nurturing themselves. They haven't been looking after themselves, and they haven't been looking after the emotions that they have within them. They may have felt not beautiful within themselves. They may have felt like they didn't matter in someone's life. So when you look back at their life, and they felt those emotions, and they have a breast issue, I can normally pick which breast without even meeting the person, and just by listening to what's a little bit about that person, I can usually pick which breast, right or left, that they've had the ailment in, because our right and our left means things too. Right is past, right is our work, left is our present, right is our feminine, left is our feminine, right is our masculine side. Everything means something. Even when I have someone in front of me with reflexology, every toe means something. And I can easily tell the person what's going on in their life by looking at their feet, their position of their toes, the scarring on their feet. It's very easy, and they don't even have to tell me anything. I can easily read their body and find out see how they're feeling, what's happened in their life, what they need to improve on. So your body really, really talks to you. So you need to listen and be aware and tune in to how your body is feeling. years ago I fell and broke my shoulder in about 4 places. And your shoulders, if you have really stiff shoulders that you're feeling burdened by, it's usually because you're taking on too much. Remember Atlas with in mythology, Atlas had the world on his shoulders, and that's how you feel when you get really bogged down in taking too much on. You start to get stiff shoulders or between your shoulder blades, and it's usually a time to let you know that you need to delegate things and offload things. So same with any structural areas in your body, your knees. It means that you aren't feeling stable within yourself. There could be pain or inability to bend or sore. That means you're feeling stuck. You can't move on. You're afraid of the future. Your future may feel dark to you. And with your ankles, I fell and hurt my ankle one time, and I wasn't, at that time I wasn't feeling strong within myself. It could be you could have weak ankles, and if you're, say for instance, your emotions might be, I can't be successful. That can also bring ankle issues, or you're not feeling lucky in life. So I just want to give you a little overview of how your body really talks to you when you are not in connection with your emotions and not in connection with how you're feeling. And people can say, oh, that's a lot of woo-woo, but honestly, that level of disconnection is not healthy, because you only have to look at the way your body is feeling and what's happening in your life to make that connection. It's all there. You just have to open your eyes, see the reason, and raise your level of consciousness to understand that. So I actually do face reading as well, professional face reading. So I can see in a person's face what's actually happening in their body. So there's so many areas where through hands, through ears, through face, through feet, even the posture of a body, you can easily tell what's happening in someone's life. So you really, really need to listen to your body when you, if you're suffering from anything emotional and physical and you're totally out of disharmony with yourself. So when you help yourself first, that is when you are truly helping the world. Particularly if you're an entrepreneur, a leader, a business owner, when you help yourself and get yourself right on an emotional level and get clear and strong and confident with yourself and get rid of all the emotional baggage that's holding you back. And from a physical sense, when you make that connection and clear out all the emotional crap that's keeping you stuck, then you will automatically improve physically, because your body is being cleared as you clear your emotions. So then you can move forward and do what you want to do and make the difference that you want to do, difference that you want to make to others in the world. When you are on top of your own game, make that connection and get yourself on the right path to your own well-being. Okay, so this week I'm wanting to offer some consults. It's a very special price for an hour consult. So I'm going to put the link up later on today. So if you're feeling like you would like to chat about something that's holding you back, something that's affecting you physically, something that's holding you back emotionally, something that's been long-term in your life, and you may think, well, okay, well, that's just how my life is. Well, no, it's not. You can easily change your life. You just have to be open to how you can change your life. So yeah, I'll put the link up here so you can book in a session with me, claim your time with me, and we can work together, and we can easily help you have your emotional wake-up call and get right down to the root cause of what's actually happening in your life, why you're feeling the way you are, why you are physically experiencing what you were experiencing, and then you can uncover or discover your why this is all happening. And when you discover your why, you can actually begin to do something about it and make the right changes. Without understanding yourself fully, then you can't really make the changes that need to happen. So yes, I'd love to spend some time with you. I'd love to help you get to the root cause of what's actually blocking your life and identify it and give you an action plan to help you make positive, long-lasting change at a cellular core level and get your unconscious mind working with you. You know how to live. You've just lost it along the way and pushed it to the back, and as all the negativity emotions come crowding in on top, and you've pushed the goodness away for a little bit. So we need to bring all that to the surface and make your life exactly the way you want it and get you on that right path to success. So thank you for listening today. I hope this has helped in some way. It's a little bit of a rocky start, a little bit of a bumpy start. I came on late. Things weren't happening in my life that were supposed to go well. So I just took a moment, checked in with myself, and then got myself going. So it's easy to do when you know how. So I hope this helped you in some way, and I look forward to speaking with you when you book in for your chat with me, and we'll get things happening in your life exactly the way you want it. So thanks for listening once again, and have a great week. Bye.